It's not about your value. It's about where the money's at. Like if you were to pull a Tim Pool, which I'm glad you don't, and just swing hard to the right, you could bullshit your way through with your intelligence, your philosophy background, your political background, stuff like that. And you could do your why I left the left video, and you'd have tens, hundreds of thousands of subscribers in no time.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. So like I want to agree with you for practical reasons, because for all practical reasons, envisioning a fuck it button, I get to do better, but my principles stop me. Like, for myself and my own idea of my own integrity, I want to believe those words you just said. At the same time, I feel like there's enough people who are doing right-wing content that I would just be in a sea of other people, even if I were to attempt that in the first place. Sure, it might work.
Yeah, I'm kind of ignoring that aspect of it.
I've learned more about that aspect recently. Did I tell you about the experiment I've been running on my dummy channel?
Yeah, you told me that you've got it running in the background.
So, the reason that I did a video on Sargon of Akkad was not because I found Sargon to be new or interesting. It's that I was fascinated that not only does he still get hundreds of thousands of viewers, but that the algorithm organically threw me to him.
Yeah, it's got to be... I don't want to point to any type of like conspiratorial thing, because I know the actual answer is going to be stupid simple, and so going with the stupid simple answer is just the algorithm. I wonder if our comrades from the purple all the way to the red blues go too crazy with the search engine optimization, and that causes us to splinter off in the algorithm where it's hard to find anybody. But then you've got, like, I was looking for a clip for Fox News that I was trying to do for the End Time show. And it was, I don't remember exactly what it was, it's been a few months ago, but what I was looking for was basically like a very small clip of Jesse Waters saying something. I don't remember what he said. And I knew for a fact that this clip would be on people like Vosh, like you probably even covered it, Destiny, Xander Hall, whatever. But you cannot search anything for Fox News without getting inundated with Fox, like official Fox posts. And with that type of like drowning out the competition, you're kind of fucked. And this isn't just about Fox, it's about anything. If I'm looking for a Tim Pool clip and I'm looking for somebody like trash talking him on a specific thing he said, all I'm going to find is the Tim Pool video. And I even have that when I might be looking for something maybe Destiny said or maybe Vosh said or something like that, where I'll search like Destiny or Vosh, I don't know, horse penis. And all I get is anybody talking trash against Vosh and not the actual source itself.
You know what's funny as well is that some of that actually extends into real life. So like I forgot how it happened, but I was at my card shop a few years ago and somebody mentioned Vosh. I don't remember the context because it's been years. And that was shortly after I had my either first or second stream with him. It might have been during after my second one, because I know it was before my third one. My third one was when he hopped on during my subathon, where he raided out to my channel and then just hopped on as a guest during the subathon. But it was during one of those times, and somebody mentioned him. I'm like, oh, I know him. He's a friend of mine. And the dude just like paused and just went, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't see why. And like now I kind of understand a little more, because I see anytime you mention his name, like just me mentioning it in this video, hey, this is a person who, despite the fact that I don't talk to a whole lot, I do consider them a friend. I'm gonna get people who unsubscribe immediately and go, no, we can't abide that. We can't abide you. Just like, you have actual enemies to worry about. Fuck off.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a hostile takeover of your channel for the next like couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Cirrus does not necessarily condone what I'm about to say. I think he would probably agree with the essence. He might change some stuff around, but let's go. So all the viewers in chat, 1984, 1984, 1984, throw that book away. The book is important. The messages are important. But that is not the book that you need to be reading. You need to be reading more basic stuff. So there's a book that I always recommend. It's called Sun Tzu, Art of War. Sun Tzu is a military general from like 3 billion years ago from China. And he wrote a book called The Art of War. There are 5 pillars to his book. I'm not going through all of them. However, there's one that I really enjoy. It's called Know Thy Enemy. So when you're reading this book, and now for context, this book is still used today. It is a required reading if you're in the Marine Corps, at the very least, probably the other branches, I'm sure. Knowing thy enemy is a critical lesson that a lot of leftists fall into the trap of. A lot of y'all have probably heard it more in the context of like virtue testing each other. Oh, you're not the right type of leftist or whatever. If you apply know thy enemy,
you're a socialist. You want to stop at just giving the workers the means of production? Well, all the commies over here fucking hate you. Okay, that's fine. I don't. But we have the same enemy. Fuck shit. What's wrong with you?
Right. Yeah. So, what is the actual term? It's not virtue signaling. But it's basically
testing.
where you're
it's purity testing.
Purity testing. Yep. That's it. So, I'll just say we are falling into the trap of purity testing. There's a saying that goes around that if you've got a Nazi walks into a bar and nobody says anything, that's now a Nazi bar. I think that parable is horseshit for multiple reasons. One, it leaves out a lot of context, and I always point to Daryl Davis. Was Daryl Davis a KKK member?
Oh yeah, the black guy who infiltrated the KKK?
I don't like the word infiltrate. He did not infiltrate, because that makes it sound like there was some subversion going on. He just befriended KKK members and then took their fucking robes when they gave him the robe. Oh, shit. Black people actually aren't bad. I'm changing my entire way of life. Same thing with the Nazi bar. If a Nazi walks into a bar, you do not have a Nazi bar. You do have the potential for a Nazi bar. And if all of them start heiling Hitler, then congratulations, you do have a Nazi bar. But as long as there's people actually trying, you shouldn't give up on the one Nazi. Now, back to the know thy enemy thing. Since we were talking about Vosh, Destiny, and stuff like that. I watch Destiny daily. I watched him today. I watched Vosh today. If you have a problem with Destiny, that's fine. I'm fine with people identifying problems with the people that they have. But when you go and try and cut everybody's throat, you are fucking yourself. You are the reason why Roe v. Wade got overturned. You are the reason why we are in the shithole that we are right now, because the left is so divided. Everybody's pointing their fingers at everybody else on the left, while the right is taking the reins of power and fucking you. Getting rid of Roe v. Wade, getting rid of, you name it, trans issues that are currently going on. The world's getting shit. The people that are on my shit list, the actual enemy I have, is the current people in power. Trump and his allies. I don't really care too much about shit talking someone like Connor. So there's this guy that is friends with Destiny. His name is Connor, real life. It's not doxing, that's what he goes by. But his channel name is Counterpoints. He's a gun tuber. He's a Warhammer 40K nerd. He's a former Marine Corps veteran. He's also a constitutional Republican. He is a never Trumper. He is an ally. Just because you hear he's a Republican does not mean that you instantly need to go fuck this guy. He actually went out with Destiny, with Progressive Victory, campaigning, going door to door, knocking, stuff like that, for the Liberal Party, for the liberals that were trying to get into power, because he knew who the enemy was. He doesn't agree with stuff like Medicare for all. He doesn't agree with UBIs and stuff like that. He has his own personal thoughts on how to fix the system, but he knows that Trump's answer is not the answer. Tariffing people, so he's now paying $800 when he orders a $40 Barbie for his daughter, is fucking people. So you need to target the correct people. If you do not target the correct people, we will continue to eat ourselves, and we will walk ourselves right into that death camp.
It's the I'm so happy that you have your moral high ground, it'll make it easier for you to fall to your death type of shit.
Yeah. This is something that I'm passionate about. It hurts me emotionally when I see the left eating each other. The current big thing that I see, and I'm not going into the details for obvious reasons, is the rape allegations with Destiny right now. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he did. I don't know if he didn't. Actually, I have a good idea. That's because I have a Pacer account, and I've been following the court documents as they've been posted. And I personally believe that Destiny is going to be cleared of any accusations. That's an argument anybody here listening can DM me about, and I'll gladly talk to them about, and we can talk like adults. However, when that gets in the way of the political action that he is doing to try and save our country and to save your rights, because he does think trans people should have rights, regardless of the 5-second clip that you saw from President Sunday, or that he's hung out with Nick Fuentes 19 times, or 17, one of those two. And all of a sudden, he's the chicken and waffles guy because he went and had chicken and waffles with Nick Fuentes. And now he's a Nazi because you saw like a 10-second clip from somebody else, insert name here. That's all fine and dandy. He's not your enemy, though.
I think the best thing I would say in regards to that, and granted, I made this clear when I did my watch of Dead Domains video, where like my opinion on Destiny is I don't know enough about Destiny to have an opinion, but I think a lot of his politics are very, very spiteful because he's demonstrated that. He has 100% demonstrated that. But my time, if I were to decide to go on like an anti-Destiny arc, now would not be the time to do it. Me personally, if I were to go on an anti-Destiny arc, that would be like, one, after I've watched enough Destiny to have an opinion that I think is strong enough to actually do something with. It's because, like, when I look at Fuentes is a guy I've been following since his old, terrible green screen days.
Yeah.
Before he gained, like, back when he was still able to be on YouTube. Like, that's a person who I have followed the career of. I know a little bit about his career. I know less about Destiny. If I were to come to the decision that the best thing I could do would be to try to fight Destiny over some shit, my time would be later. About Slime as well. Like, I have made it no secret that my biggest problem with Thought Slime was the Xanderhall debacle. When Thought Slime tried to claim that Xanderhall had a fucking, like, sex cult operation that wasn't fucking happening. And even if it was, like, who?
Based?
Yeah, even if it was, if everybody's a consenting adult, I ceased giving a shit. Like, the best you could say is, that's weird, and I'm glad I'm not a part of that. Like, regardless of any of that. And when Thought Slime was pressed in a live stream later about if he was going to, or if they were going to apologize for what happened, they went no. Even after, like, Xanderhall had stressed and had gone on the phone with me, trying to, like, go through everything to figure out how they could clear their name, because it hurt them. They were a smaller creator at the time, and that felt like a cavalcade of problems to go through. Think what you want about Xanderhall, but I was on the phone with him when that shit was going down. And regardless of that, I have also said on a previous video, despite that being my take where Thought Slime is concerned, guess what? I'll still watch their content. I'll still find it very, very informative whenever something comes up that I think is important. Also, if the situation were to arise where we were to ally together on some project, I would immediately say, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. You have done this thing that is, I consider very, very bad, but I'm going to be honest, I also consider that thing small potatoes compared to what the fuck is going on in the White House. Compared to what the fuck is going on with Russia. Compared to what the fuck is going on with Israel.
Yeah. I can't help but think with the Destiny statement that you made that you are conflating online with like his on the ground stuff. He is absolutely a spiteful bitch online.
Yeah.
But when he's out there canvassing, he's not picking fights.
Yeah,
he's doing what
the person who exists online, I don't divorce from the person who exists in real life. I consider them the same person.
I don't necessarily fault you for that. It's kind of like code switching. So I am one of the few people that how I'm talking to you right now is how I'll talk to you off stream, how I'll talk to anybody. Destiny may also be that type of person. And if he is, fine. But he does seem to do some code switching when it comes time to get somebody elected.
Mm-hmm. I know, I don't disagree with that, because I have seen Destiny in debates where I'm just like, yeah, no, this is fucking great. I'm not denying that, but I'm also saying that I cannot divorce those two things in my head. When somebody shows their colors in one aspect, I consider that a thing that they are doing all the time. But I'm also a pragmatist. So I'll also do a analysis internally or otherwise, basically asking myself, how important is it to focus on this thing? How important is it to focus on whatever, disagreement might happen to be there? And like in the case of Destiny, again, if there were to be a thing where a collaborative project, Progressive Victory being one of the most obvious ones, because I have done stuff with Progressive Victory going to New York before for them. So like a situation like that comes up, I'm not just gonna sit there and go, no, I draw the line at Steve Benelli. I'm not gonna fucking do that. That seems like that would be short-sighted and dumb and standing on my moral high ground so I can jump off.
Steve Benelli. Mr. Borelli?
No, Mr. Borelli?
He's that guy's a character. I don't know enough about him to make a judgment. All I've seen is Destiny sided talk about that guy, Finkelstein, I think his name is.
He was Finkelstein.
Yeah.
Norm Finkelstein.
But I do know for a fact that was intentional in that debate, him mispronouncing his last name, because there's a section like the cuts when they were taking breaks and stuff like that. Finkelstein would address Steven as Mr. Bonnell, so he knew what his last name was. That was just some petty shit.
Mm-hmm.
Respect, but still.
Now, regardless, I think my major point is I agree with you that we have bigger fish to fry. I'm sorry. And anybody that wants to be the person that thinks that they get to determine where that line is, more power to you. But that's the cool thing about a high horse. It's easier to break your hip when you fall off of it. I don't care. I can't care. My energy is better spent elsewhere not caring, and instead trying to do things where I feel like I can be more useful. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, I'm not saying that last part, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.